Does every rapper need an aesthetic in 2026?
Icy. All these kids wanna act just like Mikey.
Just like every other human in 2026, I was doom scrolling last night and I came across this video of Slayr. Now, before I show you the video, let me give you some background information on Slayr because I am aware that my audience is mostly filled up with people who only care about freaking the vampire Playboy Cardi. Now, Slayr really started getting his buzz probably like towards the end of last year, 2025, maybe the mid last year, somewhere around there. But just because he started getting his buzz in does not mean he hasn't been putting in the work, because to be honest, he's been around. He's not new. He's been around way more than a girl named Hannah. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm the biggest Slayr OG, but I found him maybe around 2021, 2022, back when, I'm not gonna lie, the anime edits was going crazy on TikTok before the Great Recession. I was there. And there was a time where every TikTok edit was made to one of his songs. Back when his name was still Slayr77. I was there. The song was 4th Year Cypher. Let me just play a snippet. You may have heard it if you were anything like me. Now, the part I just showed you was the part that most of the edits were edited out of, I guess. It was the most popular part, basically, of the song. Slayr's part was mostly, at least from what I can remember, is at the beginning of the song. And when I heard that part, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't thinking too much of the guy. I'm gonna be honest, I counted him out, but at least I could be real. A lot of people that heard that song probably be saying they never left. Since this song, I don't think I ever listened to another song by him, but he's back. He had a really good year last year. And may I say, I listened to Slayr Have Blood and it's great music. But to go back to the main point of this video in the first place, I have to show you the reason why he's going viral. Now, if you're a normal human being, you're probably looking at that video and you're like, what's the problem? And let me tell you what the internet's saying, okay? So this post says, is Slayr the first underground rapper to have a negative aura? Yeesh. And mind you, this post got almost 400,000 views. And now when I watched the video, I was thinking maybe people were just thought he was a little bit corny or whatever for how he was trying to hype up the crowd. And I was like, okay, I guess I can see that if you look at it a certain way, but even the way he was hyping up the crowd is kind of like what you have to do. Like when I go to a concert, I would rather be something like that than the artist just walking back and forth across the stage like he's Polo G or something like that. I would never pay for a concert like that. So the fact that Slayr's hyping up his crowd is amazing. But the crazy part is that wasn't even a problem. Guess what people have issue with? Now, you couldn't tell just by looking at Slayr. He's a bit overweight. Let's be honest. He's kind of like thick.
What?
Pause. And not only that, he's up there dressed as a normal human being. He's not dripped out in all black Rick Owen fit that costs $50,000. He's just up there just like you and me. So basically, people just have a problem with his aesthetic. Now, like I said, there's two main reasons of why people say he had negative aura, and I'm not gonna lie, one of them I can agree with, and that is just the way he dresses. I'm not saying he has to be dripped out in all Rick Owen black fit. That's not what I'm saying, but as rap fans, we gotta be honest with ourselves. We all low-key have a degrading kink. Huh? I can't even get this out. We all low-key got a degrading kink, bro. We love when an artist flexes on us. That's all rap is nowadays. Artists flexing on us, and that's what we love. Let's be honest. But what I'm trying to say is I can see where they're coming from, but if he doesn't upgrade his bit checks, bro, who cares? We're really just here for the music, not really like, I don't know, how he dresses, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, under this post, there was a comment that said he's just a regular guy. I don't know why he gets cooked for not being overly on some gimmicks to give him aura for people online. The creator of this post replied, if you want to make it, you need to think about your aesthetic. Would Osama-san be popping if he looked like this? I don't know who that guy is, game, to be honest. And even Nick had something to say about Slayr's aesthetic, but he likes the music. Let's look at what he said.
Not many artists do that.
And one example I'll give is like Slayr. Like Slayr, he makes distortion rage music, and then he has the aesthetic of like a GameStop worker, you know, or like a Walmart employee. Not many.
Yeah, like I said, I can agree to these points to some extent. I was a victim. Pause. Not victim. I don't know. I was a contributor to this thought, I guess. I don't know how to say it. There's a word I'm thinking of, but I can't think of it. With Kells, for example, I've seen Kells for a while popping up on my timeline and stuff like that. But looking at him, he looks like a YN. I thought he was making Lil Baby, Lil Durk type music, and that music I hate. I hate that type of music. But then I actually took the time out of my day and listened to some of his music, and it don't sound like that at all. It's fun music that I like. So I can get behind the aesthetic thing. Your aesthetic can turn people off from you, but to me, Slayr doesn't dress like a YN. Like looking at Slayr, in my opinion, he looks like he would make the type of music that he's making, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But to answer the question of this whole video, do you need an aesthetic to make it as an underground rapper in 2026? Yes and no. Let me give you a couple examples. For one, Slayr is doing perfectly fine as he is right now. He really don't gotta listen to any of us. He's doing perfectly fine, bro. He got what, like 400, 500,000 monthly listeners or something like that? Let me look. Okay, so he has 200,000 monthly listeners. He's doing perfectly fine. So in my humble opinion, I think aesthetics should only be put to use when it's for a project or an album or something like that, and not just for your daily life. For example, most recent example, Molly Santana. For her album, Molly and Her Week of Wonders, she dropped like a video every day for a week, fitting the aesthetic of what she wanted the album to look like. I think that's what every artist should do for their projects. In my opinion, it's better that than just dropping music and just leaving the face of the earth. I think that's way better. And Slayr actually did this. His last album was called Half Blood, which if you listen to it and watch the music videos, you can tell he went for an aesthetic that was video game based. And somebody in my chat told me when I listened to Half Blood that they were sampled from actual video games. I don't know how true that is, but if that's a fact, that's fire. But as far as people calling him fat, we've had some pretty good fat rappers in the past. Okay, so he really don't gotta change that either, if we're being honest. We've had Lucky, or we had him. He was fat. He was fat. He even thought it was funny people was calling him fat. And he was still one of the biggest rappers in like 2 years, gang. Like 2-3 years that he was on. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, that's my conclusion, bro. Tell me what y'all think, bro. Y'all think Slayr need to switch up his weight, switch up his fits? Y'all let me know in the comments below. Also hit the subscribe button. This video was a little bit different, a lot more opinionated, a lot more structured. So make sure you hit the like button, you know, hype it up, please. If you're already subscribed. Anyway, with that being said, I'm ByMikey. I'm gonna keep grinding, and I'll see you on the next video.
Good morning and good night. I wake up in twilight. It's gonna be all